Tim and Tony podcast brings you
the Mild Manner Movie Review with your host, Tim.
And Tony. On this week's episode, we will be talking about The Patriot.
Are you not entertained?
Great Scott! I have an army. We have a Hulk.
People don't forget.
Welcome to Earth.
I'll be back.
You play ball like a girl!
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Fucking spectacular.
Okay, we'll start
with our interview.
Yeah.
I'll go first.
All right.
So why this movie?
All right. First of all, you've never seen it, so that was a big.
We'll get into
We'll
it.
get into that?
There is
Okay.
one scene that I'm
That
like,
you have
I
seen.
have seen this before.
yeah,
not
that
all
and
245 of it or whatever.
we could have. I mean, there was so many movies coming out that we could have done prequels or the originals too, but I think we wanted to go with like a July America type theme for 4th of July, even though we started it with Spider-Man. And Sicario.
He's America's hero.
But like a
CIA.
military, military-ish theme for the rest. So that's why. And America.
Yeah, so why not?
Mm-hmm. All right. What is your favorite war movie?
Again, you added this one after I had looked at it, so when I opened it the next time, I'm like, oh, I got to think of another one. But I'm going to go with Glory.
Glory?
Yeah,
Okay, that's
I mean, they're all good.
Civil War, right? Or is that Revolutionary War?
Civil War.
Civil War? Yeah. With Matthew Broderick.
Matthew Broderick, Denzel, and Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. And Captain Holt.
Oh, yes.
He
Yeah,
is in it.
He is in it. That was one, we watched it in grade school.
Yeah.
And that was probably, I think it was like the first movie where I saw someone's head go clean off.
Like this one?
Yeah,
With the
yeah,
cannonball? I think this was the first time I seen that. I
Very
think
similar scenes.
I'd have to go with Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah, that's up there. I don't really have. There's
I mean,
some new ones that have come out that
there's-
have been really good.
There's a bunch of good ones.
Hacksaw Ridge. That was
I was gonna
one
say,
of the
I
newer ones that I really liked.
I mean, Fury would be up there. I haven't seen it, but I know.
Yeah, Fury's
everyone's
good.
really
Oh,
like
and
that.
the
I was
kid,
gonna say, yeah.
the kid from this, isn't it? Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, there's a bunch though. Like if I sat through Google, I'd probably find like 1,000.
You Google war movies.
Mhm.
It's a bunch of them. And then worked out perfectly. But when did history begin?
July 4th, 1776. Anything before that was a mistake. I should have gotten a clip for it just to play Ron Swanson.
I mean, this is like right before July.
It is right before. This scene might be after.
No, the very first.
The very beginning when they're in Charleston.
That's probably like right around the
because
same
they're
time.
reading about them about to sign it. Yeah. Okay, let's jump right into our first segment, a Tim and Tony review of The Patriot.
Hold on to your butt.
This week we will be talking about Benjamin Martin, a peaceful farmer who was driven to lead the colonial militia during the American Revolution when a sadistic British officer murders his son.
Me or you? I don't even know.
Oh, geez,
It really doesn't matter.
I was gonna say. I'll go.
Okay.
I haven't seen it, so
you
we'll
go
go
first.
we'll go with mine
Okay.
first. My honorable mentions. Number 1, John Williams. So the score, but just seeing like John Williams' name on it.
Which I didn't. I mean, two things that I don't think I've seen this about 1,000 times, but when it first started, I was like, oh, Roland Emmerich, and then I was like, oh, John Williams. I was like, oh, I've never noticed that before.
It's the same as as we've been doing this and watching more movies. It's like
I've
noticed,
and like side actors just like appearing in it, stuff like
exactly.
that. Yeah, no, but I do love this score, and like
it's so good.
I don't know if it would be considered the score, but like when they're like reloading the guns and stuff when it's in slow motion, I would count that, but it could be like sound effects, but it's more musical though when they're reloading. But
it's not like just the sound effect.
Yeah, it's not the
like
the actual
music
sound
behind
effect
it.
of the gun, but it's like a music
mixture,
behind it. Yeah, like a choreography of him loading it, and yeah, I thought that was
It all
cool.
works.
Yeah.
My second one is the cast. Like I said, like the kids have gone on to be like smaller roles where
Yeah.
you like spot them. You're like, oh, okay, that's that person.
Relatively famous.
And I mean, just the cast in general. Like,
Yeah, because
they're all-
the youngest we were talking is Percy Jackson and in Fury.
No, the youngest.
Youngest boy.
Yes, yeah.
I was doing boys, and then the one above him is in Nothing.
Who also kind of looks like a young Sean. Like either one of them could have played a young Sean.
Yeah.
So it's like,
then it's
the next one
wasn't in much. The other kid.
he was in like TV shows. I
Yeah.
think.
Then the other one was in Genius.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? He was just in a bunch of Disney stuff.
Yeah. What was it? I think it was Xenon. Was the
the
one where
one.
he had like the small second role.
Yeah, and then Thomas was in. I always think of Small Soldiers.
Yeah.
But he's been in a bunch recently too. He's directed a bunch of the Arrowverse shows, like a ton
really?
of them.
Really?
Yeah, and like a bunch of episodes for which one was it? I think Arrow was the one he directed the most for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Another one is the Benjamin's tomahawk skills with the Z.
With the Z.
I mean, we really don't get to see it a lot. There's 2 scenes really.
Yeah,
The beginning and like the end.
Yeah, and the very end.
Which, I mean, we're still great.
Yeah.
And then how he just like tosses it like perfectly.
I know they need a prequel
Yeah, of showing
of the
showing
French Indian War.
War.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That would be. I mean, you can't. Oh well, who's a young Mel Gibson? You could actually. We can do this.
Yeah, we
movie.
could. I don't know anyone out. Any of the Hemsworths.
I would accept that. Another one is that when he joins the army, he's like, all right, like, can I be, or tell me what to do? And he's like, all right, you're a colonel right away. He's like, he talks to, or Gabriel talks to his father like just straight military.
Yeah.
Like, colonel, what do you want to do? Like, addresses him as colonel like right away instead of like. I like that dynamic where they did a couple scenes where it's they're talking as soldiers, but then as father
and son. Yeah,
they
split it up. Yeah.
And then my last honorable mention is that he can sew, and they kind of played on that. Like they showed him sewing the flag.
Yeah.
And then they made the whole thing
with the flag at the end. Yeah.
And when he went to call on the girl, like they sewed him to the sheets.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So clearly he could have got out and
sewed himself back in.
And that's kind of what like the mom was hinting at.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm a better sewer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They did the same thing. But my number 5 is that you put it as the Saving Gabriel. I put it as the 3 verse 20 and 2 being kids.
Yeah.
They just take him out. Again, we're watching the movie as it's.
And it's about to get to that scene too.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's right before it. But yeah, that kind of shows you how war and fighting has come a long way.
Yeah, because I don't think before this we don't really see any of the battles where they're standing face to face.
No, you kind of see like a far.
And which it's so funny to think about that though, but like way before guns they were just running up and attacking each other.
Yeah.
And then guns came in and was like, we're gonna stand this far apart and shoot at each other.
And then maybe we'll run at you.
Yeah, because Romans and all like the Greeks and
Yeah,
all
it was-
them
it was all,
it was right up in
Close
person.
quarters combat, yeah.
And like even he does it sometimes with the tomahawk and the knife and stuff, but like most of the time they're just shooting. Yeah, but I do like the guerrilla aspect.
That kind of warfare for sure. My number 4 is that me being like a history nerd, like all the battles and places that they name and like the people. Also, how it's basically just Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah.
Like this is exactly what it is. And he's Connor, basically. Is just the gist of it. So that's another reason why I liked it. Number 3 is that he's also John Wick before John Wick. It's like, you killed my son, now I'm going to kill everybody.
By myself, pretty
Exactly,
much. Yeah.
Like that general thing. And I think one of my facts I think I wrote it down, kind of ties into this where someone didn't do it for a reason. But we'll get to that later. My number 2 is when he goes to negotiate releasing his men and talking with the captain about like the rules of engagement.
Yeah.
Like, where he's like, okay, we'll talk about trading these and.
Yeah, and I think he's like something about them burning down the buildings and killing civilians and
he's
stuff.
like, oh no,
like,
I don't think
that's
like,
not. Well, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Stop shooting at my higher ranking officers.
Right. He's like, well, I'll do that once you start.
Yeah, that's a
killing.
great line. And then he like looks at him. He's like, all right. I see your point.
Yeah. And like in
Even
the back of
though,
his
like,
head, he's like, I know exactly who you're talking
Yeah.
about, but I'm not gonna.
and he knows that. I mean, he's yelled at the guy. In the extended cut, they do a few more scenes of expanding on that, like that guy not listening to him and like killing all these people.
Oh, okay.
They do a couple
more scenes like
that explain him always going early and not listening.
Yeah. And then my number 1 is the final battle overall, and then him actually killing the general or Captain Tavington, whatever. Colonel, maybe.
Colonel, I think.
Kind of in the same way that he kills his son.
Yeah,
it's like he baits him into it. But those were my top parts of the film.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, my honorable mentions. Cast, like we said. Like even the people in the militia. Like there's a couple in there. You're an idiot. Yeah, I can see that. And you can't see your hand too. No, if you just had it the whole time. Yeah, but like the guy from Grounded for Life and Gotham, and then even the priest was in a bunch of stuff. He's in a handful of stuff. The Reverend or whatever.
Yeah. No, I think he plays another Reverend in another movie. Is what I read.
I could see that. Then the score, John Williams, like we were saying. The courthouse scene in the beginning when they're in Charleston.
Okay, yeah.
And they're like they're going back and forth, and even the one guy that joined the British is going back and forth with them.
The guy from
Firefly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that scene. And then the line that Benjamin Martin says, "Why would I trade one tyrant 3,000 miles?" That's an actual line from
something,
like a reverend in during the Revolutionary War. I can't remember who it was though.
But no, it's like a great line. It's you're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great scene. And then number 5 is the Gabriel and Anne, like the sewing of the thing. But I love the. It's like last time I saw you, you put ink in my tea. And he's like, no, that must have been one of my younger brothers. It's like, no, it was you.
No, I know, I remember.
My mouth was black for a month. And then she gets him back.
Yeah.
And then them getting married was great. And like their whole story was like great and then very tragic.
So he was telling his dad that they were getting married, not having a kid, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I thought that they were having a kid and then got married.
No, I think they were just getting married.
Okay.
I'm
okay. I would be okay with either.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure either way it could have.
Either way, they both died. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. That's a grave scene. I mean, I'm sure fit for the times, but even like, yeah.
Yeah. My number 4 is the rescuing of the men. I love the trade with these are our 18 men.
Yeah.
It's like the stuffed dummies. And then the dogs follow when he whistles. I love that. Or they're calling him. And he's like, "Go ahead."
Or as he going to leave, they're like following him. He's like, "No, stay."
Yeah, and then you get the Tavington and the and Benjamin Martin like meeting for the second time. And he brings up his son and stuff. That's a great part. It's like, before this war is over, I will kill you.
Yeah, I don't. Because I hadn't seen like the whole movie before, I thought like he would have been like, yeah, we can't do anything because he like wasn't aggressive to him like while they were there.
Yeah,
I thought he would have went up like just far enough outside the gates
and then
like kill him because it's like outside, so it doesn't count. That would have been cool, but I liked how they did it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now the tomahawk scene's on. Where was I? Oh, the final battle and the fight. I loved how they used the militia. And he's like, "Oh, it's militia for Manchester Center." He's like, and then they all dive at the end after they retreat and kill everybody.
Yeah.
And then him running with the flags, just a great image.
Yeah, coming up along behind everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the final fight.
Whoosh.
I think, and then in the extended, there's one extra scene in the Saving of Gabriel is my number one.
To kind of okay.
I skipped number 2, but it's on the screen, so I'm going to talk about it.
We're there.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite scenes growing up too, just because it's so gory.
Oh,
but when you watch it on TV, they turn all the blood into mud, so he's just covered in brown. It looks really stupid, but yeah, they added one scene to the end of this where I think it's the first guy he tomahawks that lands in the like creek area.
Mm-hmm.
He like doesn't die and he like opens his eyes, and it's the guy that they question later on.
Okay.
He like opens his eyes and they kind of show Benjamin like flashing in and out of his vision.
So that would explain.
Yeah, why he says it's a ghost.
I was gonna say I kind of assumed that like okay maybe one got away.
Yeah,
but
yeah, it's that guy that's in that tent is the one that he survived this massacre.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Just covered in blood. But going back to my number 2,
we're loose here. It's fine.
The recruiting of all the militia, and like the 2 different styles, because like Gabriel like goes into a church and does like a very poetic speech, and then like and then Anne helps him. Yeah, Anne helps him more.
The real speech.
And then you get everyone kind of standing up, and all those people are like real proper-ish people.
Oh, okay.
This is not.
I think I did see this then.
Yeah.
So maybe I did rent the extended cut.
You might have. They were the same. It wasn't like it was more.
Whatever the first one. I was just like.
Let's see.
Oh, okay, yeah, I definitely did.
Oh, and then I loved Benjamin's style with the Frenchman. So is this a good place to recruit? We'll check. God save King George. They all stand up and start throwing stuff at him.
Yeah, this is exactly where we need to be.
Yeah, and then just all the people walking up and signing up is great. The guys ask him if he's paying for scalps and stuff.
Yeah, like, no, we're not doing that this time.
Yeah, and then,
so like you get a little bit more history there, but not as much as we would like.
Yeah, and then Billings, which I have his whole quote, my favorite quote.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my top 5.
Okay, moving to problems with the movie. I really only have one, and it's kind of like a funny jab, but not really funny overall. But Thomas is the perfect reason why you should listen to your parents and like do what they say every time when they say it. I get what they were going for, but it's like, nah, that's super avoidable.
Motivate him to
exactly,
completely snap, because otherwise he probably would have went to save Gabriel, but he wouldn't have gone as far as he did.
Or he probably wouldn't have took his 2 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, and then I don't really have any problems, but I hate. All right, slavery is awful.
Yes.
All right, but he would have slaves. I feel like they always try to make the good guy not like they did it in that one show, Hell on Wheels.
Yeah.
And like I get what you're doing, but it's like
didn't
or like how people are complaining there's too much smoking in Stranger Things. Everyone was smoking in the 80s.
Yeah, that's all they did.
So like I understand why they did it that way.
Yeah, you're being kind of like even there you've got some Native Americans there.
Yeah, but
so, I mean, on the British side, yeah.
Mm-hmm, but yeah, and I don't know. It's just one of those things that
I think it's one of those two where it's like
historically,
yes, they would have
that they did it that
and
way.
I think they've even said like, yeah, we probably should have made him have some.
Yeah.
But, and isn't that the lady that takes care of the
kids?
Yeah.
At the end,
isn't she technically a slave or is she free?
I think they said they were all free.
Okay.
Just working the land.
There were slave owners that had them, but they were free they paid them. They was working.
And it's not like I don't know, like the George Washington and all those guys in the North. They also had slaves.
All of them did. Yeah. That's noted everywhere that they did have.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just one of those things that.
Right. If you're going to be accurate, go completely accurate.
Yeah. But I guess you don't want to see a good guy slave owner like Django. Right. All the slave owners were very bad. So.
Right. You don't want to portray that.
Yeah. But I understand why they did it. It's just one of those historical things that pissed me off a little bit. I mean, not pissing me off, but
could have added a little bit.
Yeah. Or just not have them in the movie at all.
No, true. Well, then you wouldn't get the later scene with
where they go find their
or the other guy who's when they
still get that scene though, because that guy was a slave owner. He's like, I'm signing over my slave.
Yeah.
But then oh, this guy is an asshole though.
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, you have that guy, but not him.
But not. If you're gonna do that, then do the other one.
Yeah, and they did that a lot. Yeah. All right, favorite quotes. I will start.
Okay, so my first one is when they were going to save Gabriel. Benjamin Martin goes, "What'd I tell you boys about shooting?" And they both at the same time go, "Aim small, miss small." And he's just like, "Aim small, miss small." Just like reiterates it. Which that time with these muskets and stuff is like genius.
Yeah.
If you're aiming for something small and you miss, you're still going to hit it, more or less.
I love that. Mr. Martin. I didn't write it down, but I just love the way that guy says it. Running, chasing him. Mr. Martin.
My second one is the Reverend when they're like all signing up for the militia. Someone's like, "Oh, you're going? What are you doing?" And he goes, "A shepherd must tend his flock and at times fight off the wolves." So it's like, yeah, you're right. I'm not supposed to do this, but I have to protect my people and my church. So that's why he's doing it. And then my third one is, I think it's Cornwallis saying it, to Tavington. He's like, "Fine soldier you are, bested by a bedtime story."
Yeah,
when he keeps telling him about the ghost, like, Ghost is like taking all his stuff, like beating entire groups of his soldiers without like even seeing him.
Yeah. I do love when they keep it's almost like a montage of them just guerrilla attacking over and over again.
Just in like different areas too.
Yeah.
Like crash cut there and then all of it's gone.
All right, my quotes. The first is from the Frenchman. It's just like a random line of him telling his kind of his backstory, but the way he says it, it's like, "I watched at 200 yards as my family was burned alive." He pauses and says "alive," and
trying to emphasize it.
Me, John Ocean Frost say that line all the time. And then this one, I quote this one all the time, but Cornwallis, when at the final battle when Tavington leaves, "Tavington, damn him, damn that man." He's like yelling. It's just a great one. And then my favorite, it's not even the quote part, but at the very end, but Billings' son walks up, the little redhead. He's like, "I want to kill me some redcoats." And Benjamin Martin's like, "I believe you would. How old are you, son?" And Billings walks up and says, "Not quite old enough, but his time will come." John Billings. I was hoping you'd turn up. I wish he said, "You son of a bitch." Would have been so funny.
Mac, you son of a
bitch. And then they did the handshake. Where is it? And then Billings goes, "There's a story going around about how some 20 redcoats got killed by a ghost or some damn thing. Carried a Cherokee tomahawk." Benjamin Martin, "Aren't you a little old to be believing in ghost stories?" And then Billings does the best chuckle in any movie ever. It's like, I can't
it's hard to replicate, but he's just so happy about it.
Yeah, just a great scene.
Now that we're done with our quotes, let's move on to some TNT trivia about the movie, starting with "Who am I?"
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
I'm Spartacus! I'm Spartacus.
I'm Batman.
I'm Wayne Brady Benz!
I am your father.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
I am the Clit Commander.
Yes, I'm Batman.
I'm rich, guys.
right, you want to go first for trivia?
Yeah, sure. Oh, well, looking at it now, it's going to give it away.
Is it?
Well, that's the point of it, but
yeah.
I am known for
The Dark Knight.
no. Black Hawk Down, The Patriot, Peter Pan.
I know who it is.
You know who it is? Without me giving the last one?
Yeah, the last one, Jason Isaacs.
Yeah.
What was the last one? A Harry Potter movie?
Yeah. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Okay. He plays a good villain.
Does.
Oh, we got a little. I thought I was going to be able to plan that perfectly. Do our recasting.
I might have missed one.
Missed it. Or if it would have been just a little bit earlier. No, but I was planning it for the recasting.
Oh, for the recasting.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe the order got mixed up.
No, I think I just put it in the middle.
Some trivia about him. He speaks Spanish fluently. He's an avid comic book fan and possessed an enormous collection of Marvel and DC titles as a child. And got a lot of them. Okay, I'm gonna go with this one. Where is it? Oh, his Harry Potter co-star Gary Oldman is one of his favorite actors.
I don't think they're in too many scenes together.
No,
maybe none.
One, yeah, if that. So yeah, that was my Who Am I?
My Who Am I? The Patriot.
Shit.
Blade. The Tao of Steve, and Ghost Rider.
Oh boy. Okay, not that one. Ghost Rider. That's.
I didn't know he was in Ghost Rider. Also, I haven't seen Ghost Rider since it came out.
I was gonna say which one, the original or?
Yeah.
Oh boy. You're definitely gonna get me on this one unless it's like someone.
Do you want another hint that'll give it away?
It's not gonna be Donald Logue, is it?
Maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna guess Donald Logue.
That is correct.
Oh, he was his.
He was like co-star, so he was in it a lot.
He was like the director for the show. He's like he told him like don't do the jump.
Oh,
I
like
think
his manager or something like
I
that.
think it was that guy.
All right. Well, he studied history at Harvard University. Yeah.
That's one of those where you're like, what?
He travels back and forth to Count Kerry, Ireland, where his mother lives and holds both Irish and Canadian citizenship. I don't know if his mom does or he does. It's very confusing how they worded it. I think he does, though. He has a home in Los Angeles and Oregon. When not acting, he is heavily involved in soccer and regularly plays for the Los Angeles-based amateur team, Hollywood United.
What?
Yeah. I can't picture him
insane.
playing.
No, not at all. But that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So those are my random facts about him.
Okay,
I was going to give you either Gotham or Grounded for Life, and I feel like you would have gotten
Grounded for Life. I would have been like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, you know he's in it, right? Or you've seen some of it?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Really?
I mean, I'm sure I've seen some of it, but it's not ringing a bell.
It's a good show, and it's got the cousin from The Departed in it. He plays his brother.
There's too many shows I need to catch up on. Let's not add another one right now. But now for my random facts about the movie. The historical accuracy of the costumes and settings was overseen by the Smithsonian Institution. It's the first time the institution ever worked directly on the production of a movie.
Wow.
Right, because you think, like, even now I think that a bunch of stuff in movies is, like, going to the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, yeah, we'll give you this, and we'll give you that. And now they're actually taking part of it.
See, I think this is an extended one, too. I don't remember it originally. And he left early.
This was one... I think this is the scene I was reading where it's like when they were in there, they're like, they wrote it, but they didn't. They wrote it, but scrapped it, but they had extra time, so they shot it anyway.
Yeah, because they talk about him leaving early, but they're like, oh, we won, though.
Right. My second one is that 3 actors in this film went on to act in 3 separate Batman adaptations. Donald Logue was in Gotham. Tom Wilkinson was in Batman Begins.
Yep.
And Heath Ledger was in The Dark Knight.
Yes. Falcone.
Yes.
Yeah, Harvey Bullock, Falcone, and the Joker.
And then my third one, which was the point I was kind of alluding to earlier, Harrison Ford declined the lead role, feeling the script had boiled the Revolutionary War down to a one-man's revenge melodrama.
I think I did read that.
Which
yeah.
it definitely reads that way.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you killed this one guy. Now he's going to go win the war for everybody.
All right, my random trivia about the movie. Aunt Charlotte's house is the same one used in Forrest Gump, with slightly different interior paneling. The stone hedge is visible in Forrest Gump. Is camouflaged with bushes in this film.
I was going to say, that long shot down the
Down
driveway.
You could tell, yeah. The video game Assassin's Creed 3's combat system was influenced by the famous tomahawk scene in this movie.
It's very... You played it, right?
Yeah. It is.
I think that was one of my favorite ones. A lot of
You
people...
didn't play 4.
A lot of people didn't like it.
Did you play Black Flag?
No. I have it downloaded.
That's the best one.
Isn't that all?
You'll not like 3 after that, I think.
I don't know. I put a lot of time into 3 because I tried to 100%.
100%. I 100%ed Black Flag. It was the only one I ever did because I think they got rid of those.
Syndicate was easy.
Syndicate was
That was
easy.
an easy platinum.
I didn't like that one. It was okay.
I liked it, but it wasn't.
Yeah, now we're talking about Assassin's
We
Creed.
could do an entire episode on Assassin's
just
Creed.
all those games. And my last one. God, I wrote these a while ago. The film's biggest competition on its opening weekend was The Perfect Storm, starring George Clooney in a role Mel Gibson turned down to film this one.
I was gonna say, I think these were the first 3 things you wrote down, like as you made
I usually do it because otherwise I'll forget.
Yeah.
Those are the easiest things to do right away. Final thoughts. Anything we missed? Or anything extra?
I'll get into it now. I think I have definitely seen parts of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
When the kid's hiding under the table.
Oh, and then he flips open the thing and they're gone.
Yeah. I've seen that scene before. I've seen probably some of like the battle scenes.
Yeah.
And definitely, I think
it used to be on TV a lot.
I think yes, that's kind of where
it hasn't been on TV in a while.
Heath Ledger's death scene. Before I knew who Heath Ledger was, I was like, oh, okay, some blonde kid, like whatever. And then it's like, oh no, it's Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
So I've seen like that before. And I think him riding with the flag I've seen. But I could be confusing it with
near the
Braveheart.
end.
I don't know. Because I definitely don't think I've seen all of Braveheart either. So,
yeah. I think I've seen the beginning more than the end of Braveheart. Like I've seen the beginning 1,000 times. I usually fall asleep.
The only thing I think I've seen is like maybe part of a speech.
The speech. Yeah. I think I rarely make it all the way through that movie.
Is that another like 4-hour movie like this? Yeah.
And then I think this is the first time I watched the extended cut, and there was a few scenes. I mean, I haven't seen this in a while, but there was a few scenes that I noticed. So I was like, yeah, that wasn't originally.
Or like you could see where they would cut it.
Like,
yeah. Where it tells a little bit of story, but not enough to like.
Yeah, like it was mainly a lot of the Tavington. Like they cut his backstory out, but like it wasn't a backstory. It was just like setting him up to go early at the end. That's all it was. But I mean, it was interesting.
You could still get, even with everything, you could still get the sense like he didn't care what the other guy.
Yeah,
did. Like he was doing it.
Yeah, even I mean, it was only like a couple scenes where they showed it, but yeah, that was. I mean, other than that, the extended cut doesn't. I think it was like 5 minutes more on a
2-hour 40-minute movie. So not adding like a whole lot.
Yeah. Yeah, but I got nothing else though.
No, that's it. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, me, Kevin Frost, and Nick. If you get us rolling, we'll quote the whole thing.
When don't I get you guys rolling?
I think actually on 4th of July we were quoting it like the entire day, and it's not like we keep switching quotes. We'll just say the same ones over and over again till we nail it. Like, yep, that was it.
I'll have to, because I've been playing. We hop back on. This is my Fortnite shout out to Also, Coca, you suck.
If you didn't say it, I was gonna.
I told you you would get a roast, so here it is. So I've hopped back on that, and we play with Frosty and Lupo a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I'll have to start saying, damn that man.
Damn that.
See if he gets it.
Or just, I watched at 200 yards as you let me die.
Which could be absolutely relevant. Oh my God, I'm totally going to use it.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, next up, we'll pretend like we're in charge and recast the movie.
Okay. I'll go first.
Yeah, I think we both just did present day.
Present day, except for one of them.
I'm more serious, like how you would normally cast it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my first one for Charlotte, or the aunt, Judy Greer. Looks like she could play the part, and she could probably play the period piece. Mm-hmm. For Anne, I went with Margot Robbie.
That's a good pick.
Yeah. Let's see.
You need at least one Australian in there.
Yeah. Probably, yeah. I do definitely.
I went Australian heavy.
Yes, I noticed that, and I respect that. I like that. And I didn't pick my Anne and Gabriel together. I picked them separately.
See, I picked mine all together.
I think that was a better idea, but
yeah, I'm
still sticking by mine.
Okay, so it'd be Keanu Reeves and Judy Greer.
Oh wow. Okay, I'm all right with it. Totally fine with it.
That's a good one. That's a good pairing.
Well, I mean, it's like Archer and Cheryl.
Yeah.
So I mean, why have we not cast H. John Benjamin in anything?
In anything?
I don't.
We don't watch too many animated movies. Although we should start just casting them in random roles.
But yes, so like you alluded to, my Benjamin Martin is Keanu Reeves. Gabriel Martin, I went with Ryan Gosling.
John Wick theme.
Yes, yeah.
Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie work better, I think. I could see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would work out. Mm-hmm. They can make it work. For Tavington, I went with Jude Law.
He does do a good bad guy.
Yes. That's what I was trying to do, was like look for bad guy actors.
Yeah. Yeah, it does do a very good bad guy. I know my first thought was...
Although yours, I'm gonna bring something up when
my first one was... I was thinking about what's his name, but I've used him about 1 billion times. Mendelsohn.
Oh, but he's so good. I mean, he would
I've used it. I think I've cast him in every villain role that the guy needs to be British.
You're right. I mean, but he would be so good.
He would be. He
could do either one. He could play Tavington
or Cornwallis. He could.
So for my Cornwallis, I went with Jack Davenport. He was in Kingsman, but he's the guy that dies early in the movie. But you would know him as Norrington from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay, yeah.
That British guy.
Yeah, he'd work very well. He could be Tavington even.
He could be,
like.
yes.
I could see him being the Cornwallis's like right-hand man or whatever. He would work in any three of those roles.
Well, see, your Keira Knightley gave me that idea.
Even
though you swapped her, yeah, that's
I found younger people, and
that's
I was
where
like,
I got my idea.
This will work. As soon as I found the one person, I was like, and I'll tell you who, and I was like, and then I had to switch them all. I think everyone's too old.
I think I know which one it was. But I do like all of your recasting, by the way.
Yeah, I'll have to try to remember the original ones I had and say those ones because those were good too.
I think I'd be able to remember. For John Billings, I went with David Bradley. Another Harry Potter guy. He's Mr. Filch, the guy with the cat.
Oh, okay.
He kind of got that drunkard look.
Yeah, he's in Game of Thrones too.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good one.
This is the only one where it's like I cast him when he was a kid. For Thomas Martin, I went with Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Just like that time period, the young blonde kid.
Yeah.
And then my Jean Villeneuve, the only actor that we could have picked is Vincent Cassel, because that's honestly, who I thought it was for a good part of the movie.
See, besides the guy that actually plays him, this is the only French guy that I knew.
You type in French actors, he's the first one, and
he's the first one, and then I scroll through like 30. I was like, I have no idea who any of these people are, or what's his name? Jean Reno came up, and I was like, he's too old at this point.
Yeah. He's the only
like-
one that could fit perfectly in this spot.
So I know three French actors. That's yeah. All right. So number one, my Benjamin Martin. I went with Hugh Jackman. I stuck
one.
with the Australian theme. Charlotte, I went with Rebecca Ferguson,
Really like
just
that
because I like her.
She's
good. Yeah. I'd give her some fighting scenes though.
Either her or Vanessa Kirby. I'm liking. She's been
more and more action. Yeah. All right, then Gabriel Martin. I originally had Jai Courtney.
Yes, you did.
Who's like 33. So then I went with Anne for him.
Another younger Australian.
Yeah. I went with Anne, which would have been Keira Knightley.
Yes.
Which I think I picked Keira Knightley first and then picked him. So I was like looking for someone around there. But then I completely forgot this guy. How do you say his first name?
I think it's Dacre.
Dacre Montgomery. Billy from Stranger Things and the Red Ranger.
I literally watched the first 10 minutes of the second season's first episode.
Oh, so you're getting close.
He's coming up.
But
the Red Power Ranger.
Red Power Ranger. I think he'd be perfect, and he's like a younger.
Well, that's the thing. I tried looking up
like
21-year-old actors.
Yeah,
none. Like Jaden Smith was the only one. I'm like,
you need to go like mid-20s.
Yeah.
People that would play the 21.
You can play a little bit younger.
So then, and I went with the chick from season 3 of Stranger Things. That's kind of like his girlfriend-ish. Francesca Real. I don't know.
I looked her up, but I could see it would totally work. Yeah.
They work together really well in the season. Then for my Tavington, I went Damian Lewis.
This one, I'm like, you're gonna make him a bad guy?
He's a bad guy in a lot of things.
Yeah, but he doesn't come off as the bad guy.
Oh, he can.
This was one of them. When I looked him up, I'm like, all right, why do I know this name? I looked him up. I'm like, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah, Band of Brothers. He's like a really good guy.
Exactly.
But all right, Homeland. He's like on the edge on that one, which they play him off more as a villain. But then Billions, he's like a straight up villain. In the at least a few episodes I've seen, I don't know. I could think he could pull it off.
Oh, I'm not saying he can't pull it off, but I'm just saying, why are you making him a bad guy?
I wanted to throw him in there. Then I went with Cornwallis. I went Jeremy Irons.
Love
just
that one.
Bad guy. Then Thomas. If I was doing the Jai Courtney and the other one, it was going to be Tom Holland.
Oh, yeah, that was your other.
But I went with Finn Wolfhard just because I went younger on everybody.
Younger, yeah.
And then I was like, should I make change Hugh Jackman? I was like, nah, he's fine. And then for the Jean Villeneuve, Vincent Castle.
Yeah, he's literally the only person we can.
And then this is the first one I wrote down when I was recasting. My John Billings is going to be Kevin Frost because he could do the laugh spot on.
That I believe. I wonder if I ask him to just do the laugh, you think he would get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. I think you'd have to be quoting it first.
Yeah,
because the laugh could be a bunch of stuff, but he might though.
I do like that, which gave me the idea of one episode we should recast like with people
we know.
Just tag them in everything.
And tag them in everything.
I think that could be pretty fun.
That would be.
Okay, so after our recasting, now it's time for us to rank our top 5 Mel Gibson movies. So I will start. My honorable mentions. I put Braveheart in the honorable mentions because I really don't think I've seen the whole thing.
Okay.
So honorable mention. Enough. I'm sure it would definitely make the list.
Yeah.
Another honorable mention: Expendables 3. He's like barely in it.
Yeah, and I haven't seen that one.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It just brings everyone else together.
Maybe get real drunk and watch all 3.
Yes, absolutely. Another honorable mention: We Were Soldiers.
Hold on. I wonder if we can hear it.
You have to crank it. Yeah, it's just like the perfect laugh for that moment. Is. Also, apparently they flooded a botanical garden to get this.
Oh, really?
Like,
that's pretty cool.
They couldn't find like a swamp.
A swamp.
So they found a garden and they just
would want to film in a swamp.
Well, I guess after we're getting off track, but that's how we usually do it. After the scene where him and Gabriel are talking, the day after they filmed that, the entire thing froze.
Oh, really?
So they would not have been able to shoot if they were delayed at all.
That's pretty crazy.
And then my last honorable mention is What Women Want. Again, I think it's probably been on TV and I've seen like parts of it. But never actually seen it all the way through. So then my number 5 would be Signs. I think I saw that when it came out, and I have not seen it since.
No?
Really, I have not.
It's a good one.
I think I've
That
seen
one-
more of
that's
like
another
Scary
one
Movie
that's
3
parodying it.
than
That's
actually watching it.
Oh, another shout out to him melting down all Thomas's toys. I don't know how we didn't bring that up, but that's awesome. And then him shooting Tavington at the end with the last one.
Right.
It's awesome.
And it like barely...
It, like gets his arm.
Him missing because of the cannonball,
explosion. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 4, Pocahontas, because a lot of people don't know he was John Smith.
Yes.
Number 3, Sign. Wait a minute.
You have signs twice. It's a sign.
You know what? Then I'm gonna bump Braveheart into the 5.
Okay.
I read it. I'm like, I already said that. What am I doing?
Signs? Wait,
Okay,
signs?
so 5 Braveheart, 4 Pocahontas, 3 Signs.
3 signs.
2 Lethal Weapon. All of them.
All of them, yeah.
And number 1, Lethal Weapon would have been my number 1, but after watching all of the Patriot. is number 1, yeah.
Yeah, it is a good one. All right. My honorable mentions, Pocahontas. Just because I forgot that he did do the voice, too.
It's one of those things where you're like...
It popped up, and I was like, I did know that, but I was like, I completely forgot about
exactly.
that.
It's one of those things you're like, oh, I knew that, but I forget it every
Yeah.
time.
And Christian Bale's in that movie, too.
He is...
Thomas? Or,
yeah.
Yeah. I think that's his name.
He's a young...
Yeah. The guy working with
Yeah.
John Smith. Yeah. My other honorable mentions, What Women Want. It's just like a very not Mel Gibson movie. Like,
No,
it didn't seem like him, but it's pretty funny. And then Daddy's Home 2. That's another funny one. He plays Mark Wahlberg's dad, and he plays it very well. He's very good in that. It's just not a good movie, or not a great movie overall, but his role in it is
he
good.
makes it pretty good.
5, We Were Soldiers. I haven't seen it in a long time, but like that is a great movie. Vietnam War. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that cast is crazy.
Wait, did I say We Were Soldiers or Small Soldiers?
I don't know. I thought you said We Were Soldiers.
I think I was thinking Small Soldiers.
You were thinking Small Soldiers?
Yeah. Because, I thought he did a voice, but maybe it... Either way, it's in my honorable mentions, so that means I might not have seen it, or probably haven't seen it.
At least it's not like 1 or 2. Let's see. Number 4, Signs. That's a good one. Even though everyone kind of is split on the ending, I thought it was good. 3, The Lethal Weapons. Him and Danny Glover are great.
It's just so good.
Yeah. Number 2, Braveheart. His speech in that one pretty much just makes that great
One
movie.
of the top speeches of all time.
And then number 1, The Patriot. I love this movie. And I'm gonna say right now, my honorable mentions, I probably would have put Mad Max, but I've never seen them, so any of them. So they're on my list of movies.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've seen. I haven't seen the newer ones either.
I haven't seen the new one.
Me neither. So maybe we got another movie.
Yeah. Well, I think there's 3. Mad Max 1, 2, and then Beyond the Thunderdome, and then the Tom Hardy
and
one.
then isn't there a Return to the Thunderdome?
Is there? So
I
4?
So.
There might be. I don't know. I've never seen any of them.
We'll have to look into that.
Yeah. For our last segment, though, we'll talk about the Geek News.
Clark Kent, just a mild-mannered reporter.
I can wait.
He doesn't want to be famous, and I'll make him infamous.
General, haven't you ever heard of freedom of the press?
I'm not a cop. I'm a reporter.
Gossip, rumors, panic in the streets. We're lucky.
Vicky Vale. I'm intrigued by Alex's giant bat story, so I've done some...
Oh, the Batman.
Nobody cares about Clark Kent taking on the Batman.
It is not. I resent that. Slander is spoken. In print, it's libel.
It's only
The police won't help. The press has to do the right thing.
Oh, okay, I think it's in the wrong one.
Yeah, it doesn't every year.
You serious?
First up on the docket, this was a week or two ago.
Last week.
Yeah, the Women's World Cup game. They did it.
Yeah.
Mulan teaser trailer came out. It looks good. It looks. I mean, it's not going to be the same. It's got the baseline.
I was gonna say it's got all of the remakes are gonna have the baseline, except for maybe Lion King, which is probably gonna be really good.
Yeah,
but yeah, Mulan's got the base.
And I think they're gonna go more into her fighting and stuff, which I think is gonna be really cool.
It's gonna be so like all the choreography and stuff.
Yeah, as long as they keep the one song.
Let's get down to business.
Let's get down to business.
They have to.
That's the
if they
the
don't,
only
people are
one.
going to riot.
That's the only one I want. I don't care about any of the other ones.
People are really going to riot if they don't. And then we also got the King's Man teaser trailer.
This looks awesome.
Yeah,
very different than
I was gonna say it's gonna
the
be
other ones.
It's gonna be more focused on the fighting, I think.
Yes.
Or like the war backstory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't even. There's a few people that are listed in the movie that we didn't even see either.
Right. Yeah. I think they only did like the big revealed the big guys.
Yeah, it looks. I don't know that when they show the table of all them sitting around, it looks awesome. I can't wait. And then today we got the It Chapter 2 trailer.
So cool. I'm so pumped for it. I don't know why.
Yeah, and then I watched all the Conan
interviews. That was funny.
Yeah, and then I didn't realize that the guy from Swamp Thing is playing Stan, and then the
Old Spice guy
is playing Mike. Yeah, they didn't even talk to the one guy at all, or at least in the.
Yeah, I was gonna say he answered.
I only watched the clips of it.
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing.
I didn't see the whole thing, but yeah, he didn't talk at all.
I don't know who he is, so might be one of those. All right, let's get all the cast there, but let the main 3 or 4 people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then they're talking about. I loved when Bill Hader was doing the director's impression. Patrick Swayze.
It's Swayze.
Swayze, you idiot. Yeah, that was good though. But the trailer looks creepy.
It's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
And then we also today got a trailer for the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, which he posted a picture of what the general idea was gonna be, where it's like Batman vs. Chronic, so Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah. And did you see who are playing?
I thought I saw who it was during the trailer, but I'm like,
I definitely knew.
I have to look I knew one.
Bluntman was Val Kilmer. I knew that right away.
I thought that
as soon as I saw the
him,
glimpse.
He looks totally different now with what he's been going through.
Yeah, and then
Supergirl. I saw him announce her. Because
I
mean, you could kind of see it because he like talks about her all the time.
Yeah, I think that he's directed that show more than the Flash and all those. I'm pretty sure those guys are showing up too.
Yeah. They'll all be there.
Yeah, and I know that he said that her boyfriend Wood,
Christopher Wood,
is going to be in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one looks good. There was some good cameos in that one though.
A ton of people.
I didn't think they were going to get Ben Affleck.
I saw them talk. He's like, I'm open to it, but I don't know if he's going to want to do it.
That was awesome. I can't wait. That one's in the fall.
I saw the Matt Damon one, and I'm like, all right, they had to have gotten him.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one.
I can't wait for this next one either.
Yeah, and then the last one of the day, we got a Top Gun Maverick teaser with Ed Harris narrating.
That's what it was.
It took me a little bit when I was listening, and I was like, oh, I know what that is.
I know that voice. But yeah, this was basically just a teaser.
Yeah, we only see
just
really
him.
Just
showing like Tom Cruise saying
him
like,
riding the bike next to the. Oh, it was awesome.
Basically, all the same scenes from Top Gun 1.
Yeah,
they just kind of like instead of a volleyball, it's a football now.
It's a football, and then playing like the piano and singing at the bar. Kind of want to watch that right now. Yeah, and then I was telling you, like, I think it was just the one scene. They might have been in a bar or not, but Miles Teller's trying to punch somebody. I don't know if they were in the bar.
I thought the Miles Teller scene was him flipping the football. I thought that was him.
That could have been him too, but like there's one where you see his face and he's got a mustache.
Oh, okay.
And
I thought that
he's like about to throw a punch.
I thought that was a flashback
someone.
to Goose, unless he is.
Well, he's supposed to be Goose's son.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That makes more sense now.
But I also thought that Tom Cruise was supposed to be training them, but this teaser does not seem like he's training them.
It seems like he's still
with them. Yeah, unless they send him back. Or he finally, or maybe that's like the opening scene.
Is a reason for Tom Cruise to fly a fighter jet,
and he's wearing that Halo suit.
He's wearing the Halo suit. He's got his helmet on.
That's definitely the helmet from Fallout.
Oh, there's no way that's not. They're like, okay, we're gonna use this as much as possible now.
Now that you created this for
now that
for
we
Tom.
know it, now that we know it works.
Yeah, but that looks awesome.
That's
I can't
gonna be
wait.
so cool.
Yeah. So next week we should have probably a bunch more trailers since this was
Oh
only
yeah,
day one.
for day one of San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
You could probably do a whole episode
just on that. Yeah, and like Rick and Morty said, they were doing 10 episodes for season 4,
Right.
already writing season 5. There was a bunch of other stuff, but
Shield's only going to be 7.
so
7 seasons.
2 more
So
seasons. No,
This one and the next one.
the one that's
on now,
right
and
now,
then the next one.
which I've watched 1 episode of.
I was gonna say I know it's
I think I'm
I
gonna
know
wait
it's
till-
out, but
Wait till Netflix because they started getting rid of them on Hulu already.
Oh,
So I'm
really?
already behind. But I could wait for that one. Yeah, but I'm sure next week we'll have a ton.
a lot more trailers to talk about.
Yes. Before we wrap up the episode, though, let's look ahead to what's coming up for Tim and Tony.
For our next episode, if you're keeping track by numbers, our 109 episode, it's going to be Independence Day.
Yes. It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be good.
I think we picked the last one for July, but I don't remember.
I thought we did.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it
But
was.
I don't know if we were set on it for sure.
No,
So
I
if
think
anyone's got any ideas for
right.
America themed.
American movie, let us know.
Yes.
American Pie.
That's not bad.
Could be.
Yeah, that or for some reason Hot Rod's pop in my head.
I would be okay
That
with
would
that.
be-
That would
that'd
be
be a good
totally
one.
fine.
Or we just do another Roland
Emmerich, just
for the last one of the
Roland
month.
Emmerich July.
Yeah. I feel like all his movies come out in July anyway, so that
Right.
works.
Oh my God! Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Or about the 4th of July.
Yeah. This one's literally the first 4th of July, and then Independence Day.
Almost the last one. They even say that. Oh my God, we're
Almost
onto
the
something.
last one.
We're onto
He just
something
likes
here.
that date.
I wonder if it's his birthday.
I'm just going to
Is it
start.
his birthday?
I don't know. I'm going to
'Cause
start
that would
looking
be,
and
that would
seeing.
be too good.
After this, I'm going to look up what his.
The
We
Roland-
might just do it. The
The
third
Roland
one.
Emmerich universe is just all 4th of July.
movies. Born on the 4th of July.
Sandlot.
Sandlot.
So somehow.
Okay, so that's been our show. Hope you enjoyed it.
You can follow us on social media and our website, timandtonytalk.com. And remember, share this with your friends.
Also, start to listen to us on Radio Public, because I think if we get enough people listening on there, we will get paid.
Ooh, okay. So we'll start pushing Radio Public a bit.
I think we're going to have to push in the beginning of the next one.
Another one, Podbean. I was talking with someone on vacation who also does podcasts, and they said they do Podbean a little bit.
And it works.
Yeah. So
Works out. All right.
Radio Public, Podbean, Spotify, iTunes,
Yeah.
YouTube, Stitcher, all the Google Play, whatever.
Mhm. And make sure to join us for next week for the Mild Manner Movie Review.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Thanks for listening. I'm Tim.
And I'm Tony. We are the Dynamic Duo.
Good
Good night.